Hey Kiki. Hey Watchers. Good rising, Kiki. Hey Lauren. One, make a wish. What are you manifesting, Kiki? Hey Loki. Hey Michelle. How's everybody doing? Hey Junkyard. Hey Nick. Hey Jedi, good morning. This is not going to be a long live. It may... No, I'm not even going to say... It is going to bother a few people. Not that it may do it. It's going to. I literally woke up this morning to Holly after messaging me and basically saying that something had happened on Danny's where she was called out for something. And then I went to watch it. And just wow. I hadn't saw Phantoms where Polly was up there. And before anyone actually comes in now and says in the comments, I don't remember her saying it, or I don't think she said it, she did say it. The receipts are there. So I'm sticking to facts with this. This is one of the things, I'm actually glad I went live last night and done a review on AT2, because this is the kind of stuff I was saying that where I understand why people in the black tea sector may want to keep it solely black. I completely get that. Whether I like it or not, people have had different experiences. And to be in this space, I'm going to speak for myself, and I know a couple of others that I've spoken to on the back, people that I hold close and trust. It's like secondhand embarrassment. It's almost like it, I don't know, I can't speak for other people, and I certainly can't speak for anybody in the black tea sector or anybody in the American African culture either. It's just, wow. The frequency of how many people, and I'm not just talking about Polly here, I'm talking about even over the last couple of months. It's insane. So I absolutely get when people say, but not everybody, some people are open to it. And then you've got, exactly like AT2 said with Maggie, she allowed her chat to use microaggressions without ever pulling it up, ever. It was highlighted back then as a problem, and it was never addressed. And even up until recently, the same thing was happening in there. The exact same thing. Nothing had changed really. There was never any awareness brought to, well, this is the space you're in, and if you're from a different continent, or if you were a different race, these are the things that you should not be engaging in. And to be honest, if you're around a while and you're familiar with being over in Danny's, you can't plead ignorance. I'm sorry, but you can't. Because this is a very relevant topic that's over there all the time. So the ignorance is not an excuse. It really isn't, especially if you're around for a while. Polly issued me an apology and she unsubbed to my channel because, yeah, I have zero tolerance here. I am grateful that she did that herself. It would have been the same outcome regardless if it was me to do it. That's the position my channel is. That's where I'm at. So I'll come back to Polly in a minute, but there's somebody else I really want to address, and that's Just Risa. Just Risa also got called out over on Danny's chat for blackfishing. And for anybody that's not familiar with this, a year and a half ago, Just Risa went into Rav's Discord, and she went in under a black woman's profile, and she called herself Queen Jerry. Okay. She came out with it. I don't know how this came out afterwards. We were not in the Discord at the same time. So I don't know how this ended up actually coming out, but it did. Jane was right, Risa, when she pulled you in the channel and said that you had apologized, and you said no, you didn't, that you did, or that you hadn't labeled it as a social experiment, because you absolutely did. You really did. At the time all of this blew up, and this has been said to you, and even of late, other people like Golden and Imani have been bringing this up with you about the profile that you used. I agree with Danny wholeheartedly. The post that you wrote up was general. It wasn't to any particular person. And it does come off. It does come off with that kind of tone, Risa. Not even that kind, it fucking does. This came up on Vampy's, like Jane said, she was not lying. I addressed it with her from the chat. I ended up having to go up on the panel because, let me paint you a timeline. When I was covering the stuff with Ada and Maggie and saying about what had happened back then to people who were new and didn't understand what was going on. Well, Risa put herself up on the platform up in Vampy's. And I came out up there too about, I don't know if anybody is aware of, Risa was sending me stuff. She wanted to do stuff on Ada, and she said she had receipts about Linda Speaks and all that stuff with AT2. I didn't take them from her, okay? Didn't take them at the time. All of this I kicked up again about the Discord and the black profile, yeah. That's when I learned about that. And I went up on panel and kept trying to emphasize how 50 fucking shades of fucked up this was. And it did not land. The gravity was not just going in or absorbing whatsoever. I also pulled Risa up on using my name for attachment or otherwise. Now, when she sat up there saying about having receipts, she was attaching herself to me in that context and saying, well, I have Snoopy's email and I can send her this. And I'm going, hold on a second. Because right before that, there was another incident. This is back in March. I didn't even see this live. Could not tell you what the content of it is entirely because I've never watched it. And it was taken down. Risa done something. I popped in her chat as the live was going on. And I made 2 comments in that chat. The first one was just popping in to show support. Risa had asked me to come up, and I said, on the second comment, I said to her, I can't, I'm just getting ready for a live, just wanted to drop by to give support. I was unaware what Risa was after been covering in that live. And the next thing I hear about it is I'm up on the screen with a picture of a cherub, and Risa the other side. And I'm getting called Snoopy Luther King. That was attached to me, not Risa. I had no idea what was said or covered whatsoever. There was only one message shown, one, and that was the one where I said I was popping in to show support, but she definitely didn't show the other one where I wasn't staying and I was leaving just as quick. I was just simply saying hello, that's it. My dad was in hospital. He went under palliative care the same day. I came home and all of this was kicking off. I had to go live to actually ask people, what's been happening? How am I up on a screen in Maggie's? So the whole Luther King thing that Imani picked up and that Golden picked up came from Maggie. All right? It came from Maggie. I'm not excusing Risa at all here. But when this came up again, Risa, I'm going to come back to Maggie now in a second. When this came up on Vampy's, Risa, you again were talking about having receipts about the Ada situation, asking if I knew about Linda Speaks and the interview with AT2. But you sat on the panel then kind of mentioning my name, and I had to go up to clarify what the context of those emails were, because what you were alluding was very different from what was actually happening. I asked you on that day, do not speak on me. Do not bring up my name. I didn't want anybody speaking on my behalf. I'm perfectly capable of doing it myself. And she agreed not to. Now, she was challenged on all of this. And just like Polly, she apologized. But here's where it gets fucked up. You said you were going to leave the sector, Risa, and you were only going to cover Christian content. That's what you said you were going to be doing. So Jane was not lying about a single thing that she said over in Danny's last night. It is actually 100% accurate. It is accurate. You did go in with a profile. You did make whatever that content of that video was that you took down. I don't know. But I do know that you spoke on Martin Luther King because there was a part of it played, and that's when I went live. But it had nothing to do with me. Hey, Ellie. When this shit fucking happens, I'm seriously sitting here going, just wow. You're in that chat. In the black tea sector, Risa. I'm Polly. Having both given an apology to other people and then go back and take it away again by what you fucking say or lying. And what's messed up with the Polly thing is Polly was accepted and forgiven. That's the thing. A lot of people supported Polly after she apologized. And I have no excuse, nor am I going to try and feign one for her. There was no reason for her to lie on Phantoms. There wasn't. Especially when people are out here and they know exactly how things came along and what timeline they came in. And she rightly so got called out again on it. Because it is important. Same with Risa. Risa, you said I've already addressed this. In totality, no, you haven't. You did bring it up on Vampy's platform. And myself and another woman had tried to address you onto even that you didn't see what was wrong with even using the terminology of it was a social experiment. An experiment for whom? And why? And this is the reason I was asking you to keep my name out of your mouth. You went over to Lady Letitia's yesterday, sat on the platform and spoke on me. I wasn't even there. And I had to come in. You were sitting there and kind of playing a game with Jane in that chat. Kind of alluding to her that she didn't know. Again, here we are again. You saying that you were sending me stuff. And this was stuff to do with Ralph. And thank God I've been putting out here when I've been playing her stuff that yeah, this is Reese's. This has come from somebody else who was recording at the time. Hey, Lazy. But I'd be a hypocrite to sit here and not call this out or not have a voice on it. It's across the board. It was across the board months ago when I first said it to you, Risa. So when you are getting called out in the spaces that you're sitting in, you have absolutely no accountability. And there's the thing, right? If you apologize and then lie on it, your apology is manipulation. I'm not changing the words on that. It is. The actual behavior and everything else is still there. It's still the same. To bring this into kind of stuff that's happening now, and we're here in this platform, and I suppose from my own experience here, Maggie, you leaving your chat the way that it has been from the start right up to today, where people say things that should not go unchecked. They shouldn't go unchecked, but they have been. Has created half of the narrative that's playing out with Golden at the minute. You said to Golden about the Snoopy Luther King. That in itself is the height of fucking disrespect. Not to me. Not to me. Golden ran with that as if I was after doing a talk about Martin Luther King or anything like that. I didn't, or Malcolm X, because she often refers to it. Never did I. I even had no association to Risa when she done that. Haven't a clue of the context. Nothing. Should never go unchecked, Kiki. All right. Never. There's no excuse for it. But this is how things play out, and this is why they become problematic. You don't address them, Maggie, and then other people go fucking windmilling for you. They go windmilling on your words without even knowing the details. But because you put a picture of me and her over there, good morning, Sheree. Because you put a picture of me and Risa up on that screen, that's what people fucking remember. That's what they remember when they see it. But you know exactly what you were playing at. So when you were looking for a conversation recently, that's one of the many reasons I told you go fuck yourself. There's absolutely no way I am having a conversation with you. You literally threw Golden to the wolves the other night up on your live. After months of telling her I was racist, you withdrew saying that I was racist. You said I just hate everybody, which isn't true either. And Golden looked taken aback by it and got you to read out the definition of prejudice and racist. So you withdrew what you had said after you had caused the damage with Golden. Windmilling does not pay. It always blows up in your face, right, Junkbird? 100%. I have said numerous times, Golden, I have nothing personal. It is what it is. You did come at me. You did go to your mother's platform and put my name out there. Speak about my kids and speak about my husband. Although you deny it. It is what it is. But a lot of what you've been repeating, she has just reneged on and corrected herself on. She actually told you it wasn't me, it was Risa. It had nothing to do with me. After months of running with the story that I was involved in that. It's crazy. Hey, pretty, welcome in. Good to see you again. I'm just popping in to show love and support you tonight. I'm content today. I don't have time to stay. No worries. Have a great day. But I'd be a hypocrite if I sat here and didn't address Polly the same way, or I didn't address Risa the same way. And Risa, I'm sure you're going to come out now and feel all offended that somebody has brought up your name. But yes, you were going everywhere bringing up mine. When there is no association in that way whatsoever, at all, nor has there ever been. You're not my enemy. I do not fucking, it wasn't like that. And I did say to you that this was fucking crazy what you did. And the fact that it doesn't go into your head of how damaging this is, I don't know. I'm beyond words, honestly. For somebody to just not get it. If you didn't get it, what were you apologizing for? And now that it is on a greater scale, where people are aware of what you said, people do have a right to ask. People have a right to ask because you are in their space. And how you conduct yourself. And especially if you're making up profiles of Black women. It's messed up, so messed up. I don't know what happened. I apologize to Lady Letitia. And I don't know what that is, but that's about Lauren. I don't know if anything will be learned from this. I do know, I will say this. There was somebody else that was shown over on Danny's like previous comments and people that were over supporting Maggie who are no longer there. This person was a mod for Maggie and they left at the same time as Polly and all that stuff came out. That person appeared in my chat, and it was when I was doing the Jedi and Jelly content where she had been doing what she was doing and exposing that. If that person came into my chat and they wrote a comment stating, am I going to need my Kevlar and ghetto? And I immediately pulled it and said to the person, that is not appropriate. You cannot say things like that out here. It's not acceptable. The person has not been back to my platform. They haven't. And they're also Irish. So it's not that I don't hold the same across the board. I really do. I would pull that up in a second in my chat, Maggie. And have them. When you leave things like that, they do become what they are now. Free reign. It also speaks to the person's character. It really does. So I'm not saying what comes out of their mouth is your fault. I'm saying you let it go unchecked. And then you plead. You then come out afterwards when it's convenient for you. When it suits a narrative you want to put on a person, then you'll use that against them. But you don't say it at the time to make any kind of stand or any kind of grounding within. Where are the fucking boundaries? But you're more concerned that I'm not speaking on Atwood. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Let me drop the link if somebody wants to come up. Yeah, so I'm going back to Golden. I know Golden wasn't aware of Maggie making all that shit up and tying that to me and attaching it to me. And yeah, here we are now. Really doesn't pay to windmill and not have your facts straight. Some of the comments, I don't know, have most of you seen Danny's at this stage? I'm sure you have, and I don't want to play it. It's literally just a live she's done a couple of hours ago, so there's no way I'm showing that. But can somebody put the link in the chat, please? For anyone that hasn't saw it yet. And she wasn't the only two, they weren't the only two called out, because Dropping the T's comment was shown again, which I'm glad for, because everywhere else seems to make an allowance for Dropping the T and call me out for calling her out. But it's okay because you're friends with them or you're on good terms with them. So let's not say that their behavior and their vernacular is problematic when it is. Hey, Kiki, come on.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm somber, but I'm okay.
I understand.
This shit is just fucking, it's ridiculous.
It is. And
you know,
I think it's always like a horrible reality check that there's actual real like evil intent going on. Like
it's crazy. I don't get
yeah,
it.
like for me, it's almost like you kind of go in your bubble and you know how to have your peace, and you don't realize that there are people like there's some real horrible stuff going on in the world, you know, and some of it is about race, some of it's about religion, some of it's just about money. But like in the midst of that, I just want to say that like it's kind of like we have to all, including me too, like we have to remind ourselves that if people are offended and they have something that hurts, you have to kind of just accept it, because it might not be your experience, but you don't know what they're going through, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. That's all, because I was like, I think some people may not have a bad intent, and I'm not just talking about Polly. I'm definitely not talking about Risa, but
Yeah.
Like, I feel like some people, you can be an ally, a supporter, and have a strong support for people of different colors and everything. But if you don't wake up and realize that people of all colors are not treated all equal still, and that there are people who are getting harassed and assaulted for being a color, if you don't realize that, then you're kind of not really being a good backbone, a good supporter, because you're just sitting there watching, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, in a way, I kind of see where, like, the confusion comes, because it's everybody, you kind of want to be like, oh, why can't everybody just leave race alone? But we can't leave race alone because there is still stuff happening, unfortunately.
You can't leave it alone when you've got white people coming out in the black tea sector saying things that should never be said. Should
Yeah.
never cross their mind, let alone their lips, or to be typed or anything, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's,
I know you're getting, I'm just going to give an example for myself, right? 'Cause
That's
all
true.
I can refer to. When I first came over into this sector, I'm being around, say, listening to different CCs in the black tea sector. There's a lot of cultural nuances that I would not have been familiar with until I came over here, say, right, so to speak.
Mhm.
So, and I'm going to re-emphasize, if you're around a while, there's absolutely no excuse as to how you don't know what is acceptable and what is not acceptable to be said. You know?
That's true.
And if somebody does say something to you, there's a big difference between taking it on board and going, well, actually, okay, you have to give me a different point of view. I understand where you're coming from, and I'll do better. Than there is about a fuck you attitude. I know where I'm coming from, and get the fuck, I'll do what I want kind of thing. You know? Hi, Nitty.
Yes, and like you said, you got to call it
They're
out.
very different.
You got to call it out, because if you don't call it out when it's heard, you can't leave it up to chance that they know that they're in the wrong. You got to just make sure you stand on it and just look.
Exactly.
We don't say that here. We don't say that here. Oh, well, I still think it's funny. No, we don't say that here, period. Just draw that line, because if you leave the door open, you leave it open for people to keep getting worse and worse and worse, and more people to do it. Like, you got to call it out. And it's crazy, because you know how you just said that there were some nuances and things that you weren't familiar with when you got involved with some of the CCs. What's weird is that that's Maggie's reality too, but she never owns it. Like,
yes.
It's so funny. Like, she and I didn't come to YouTube knowing what quote unquote sector or whatever and all that stuff. I didn't even care about that. But what happens is that when you're on and you're getting involved with being a CC and stuff, you kind of have a community, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what it is. It's like this community, this neighborhood vibe, and you have to call it out. You can't just let your neighbors say some messed up stuff, because then it's going to spread and they're going to say it to more people. They're going to offend somebody. Heck, you're actually putting them in danger. Tell them, no, we don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And either they can accommodate and be considerate, or they don't, and that's what happens. They're gone. Yeah.
I think.
But I want to thank you, Snoopy. I want to thank you because, like I said, you can tell that you have a strong sense of drawing the line, standing on business, and I was even saying in my little live that I did, I was like, you know what? I didn't even know who Snoopy was until they started messing with her. So that just goes to show that she knows how to be supportive and not have to quote unquote take over like how other people did, So shout out to you and thank you, and you're appreciated, and I look forward to hearing more about your world and stuff. That'll be cool. So thank you.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna go down.
Thank you, Kiki.
Bye-bye.
I just think for myself or anybody else that's here on the platform, it may be white, European, whatever, if you're going to be in this space anywhere, fucking respect goes a long way. And when somebody's saying something to you, that this is my experience, like I said, there were nuances I didn't get. But when it was explained to me, I certainly didn't go and do it again and again and again. Or apologize and then take it back. I don't get it. I really don't. And Polly, I don't know what she was thinking, just to lie. And that's basically what it comes down to, lying in the spur of the moment. You had been given so much support and forgiveness and acceptance. So I can understand why people are like, okay, that's it. I really can. And Risa, you have yet to have your feet to the fire. Because your feet were never held to the fire. And vampy privates are live, so a lot of people don't know what happened. You did promise that you were going to leave the sector and just do Christian content. Nobody asked you to do that. Actually, that's what you suggested you were going to do yourself. This is not me telling you what you need to be doing. This is what you had said the last time. Where you sat in Danny's chat and you lied. Because you did do exactly as Jane, I was going to say Jandy, had stated in the chat. You did go in under a black woman's profile. You did say it was a social experiment. You did say you wanted to know. Exactly, Jandy. It was not for the lack of trying. You did say that you wanted to see would you be treated differently, and you weren't. That's what you said. Delusional or not, it's one thing to... How often does this need to come up is my point. Risa, how many times does this need to come up for you to realize? Really speaking, thank you, pretty. I actually feel sick. I actually thought today I'm just gonna be done with my channel. Honestly. I can't begin to imagine what it's like in the black tea sector to have a lot of people just coming in and insulting and being racist, because there's no other fucking words for it. That is exactly what it is. EJ, even with the nuances not understood, a respectful approach is always respected and appreciated. Further openness to develop further engagement. Right. And I think if you don't know, that's fine. And if people say things to you about the cultural nuances and you want to just keep doing what you do, then that still falls into the racist category. Honestly, that's how I view it. If you know better, you should be doing better. And even those words, Michelle, exactly, a social experiment as a black woman, and does not grasp the gravity of that. But then to go into a live and say that somebody lied about it when they didn't, because you didn't want the spotlight put on you. Unreal. And where does this start? Over at Maggots. From the chat. Stuff that's left side. Things that should always be checked but are not checked. And there'll be no difference. I know she's over there now at the minute telling everybody that they're racist. But that's only because people have been calling her out. And people have seen through her. So, Maggie, that's exactly why I didn't have any conversation with you. There's no common ground. You spent months attaching Risa's live to me and saying that I had a part of it when I didn't. I didn't even know the content in it. You made video after video repeating a lie. You made the snowballs and golden through them and then hit our hands. You were literally a puppeteer. So no, I don't want to be speaking to you about anything. There won't be no middle ground. How do you expect to have a middle ground with anybody with the way that you carry on? And yet you still don't want to hear a fucking single thing. You did still block Polly. It doesn't matter what name you did. It doesn't matter if it was a first, last name. You did dox her. And the intent was there, as it still is with other people. Ridiculous. Not entirely to the extent of what Polly did, but not being fully transparent and retracting previously accepted false statement is unhelpful. Yeah. My own experience from just being around with people is they're very welcoming, very polite, friendly, you know? But then you've got a couple who are windmilling for Maggie who decided to just take up other people's battles and run with them, and that's okay. The criticism I can take when you're lying and putting words like Snoopy Luther King, that is also 50 shades of fucked up. My mind boggles, honestly. Let me just read. Have a great day, pretty. I'm seriously worried about Maggie's mental health. She's going declining under pressure. Help is on the way. Yeah. Look, I don't hold much hope for anything changing over there, actually. I really don't. She is who she is, and it's kind of like the racial stuff. I'm going to say, I've said this before, and this is something I believe. It's either in you or it isn't. I don't think that goes away. You know, it's not something you can go, oh, okay. Maggot needs to stand down. Nobody likes her crazy hair. She's mental. She absolutely is mental, Mitty. Constant threatening other people and using their information and threatening their family. And here we are over encouraging behaviour that went unchecked with a lot of your chat. Let me give you an example, Maggie. Some of the people that were in the chat also who are not highlighted on some of the comments are now sitting with Jelly. And that should tell you everything about a person. It should be blatant to your face. Somebody's going to line with Jelly, who was on your channel, who's from the UK, and they sit in her chat. That should tell you everything you need to know. And 82 was right. You only drew a line when you had to, and when you couldn't get out of it. When you were backed in the corner with Jelly, and that recording was played, that's when you took a stand. It's not even a stand. It really isn't. Because a stand would have been addressing the people that were there previous, not bringing them up on panel to minimize or to make less of what they did previously, which is what happened. Saying that I took things out of context, well, did AT2 when he was sitting there listening to it? Because he didn't. And they're the kind of things, Maggie, that people see through you on. Things only become about principles when you want to make it rain. When you want to clean up your own image. You have a lot more polishing to do. Crazy. And that's not saying I'm perfect. I've got into my back and forths out here with people too. I just think it's mad. I don't get why it's allowed. I don't get why you wouldn't just go out. If you felt a way and if you were actually following through with your own words, people would not be on your panel or still sitting in your chat. They wouldn't be. Your actions speak louder than what you actually say out of your mouth. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. Come on, the mods, grab Danny's link. I don't know if they did earlier. But can you grab the link, please, to her live from last night? I concur. Let me pull up the chat here now for a second. I concur how many is said in her real life. Her behaviour has been indulged online and she need to get away with that behaviour. Exactly, EJ, yeah. A bully. Bullying people. An 82 described Manji's platform as popping. He was a regular panelist. However, as more CCs graced her channel, he became a righteous hater. Like I said, she is a con artist, Nettie. Yeah, 100%. A righteous hater. A liar is what she is. A good Snoopy, no worries. So, it'd be nice to see what, if anything, Al, you're going to implement. You're calling other people all sorts now. Everybody else is getting tired with the racist card. But you... And before this is twisted, actually, let me clarify. I'm not saying that what you experience isn't racism. So don't come that one. What I am saying is, if you are against what you say you are, it does not reflect in how you go about things or how your channel is running. It doesn't. When you allow people make microaggressions in your chat and continue, it progresses. It's like a domino effect. They all start coming out and doing it. There was a lot of people in that chat, and I'm going back even a year ago. There's a lot more than just the people that Danny showed. I probably have a lot of them screenshot back from months ago. And this was called out months ago and nothing done about it. And at the same time, I'm very aware I don't want to be making this particular live about Maggie so that it's looking like I'm deflecting from Polly and Risa, because I'm not. The reason you're in this conversation, Maggie, is because you built a narrative around Risa and attached me to it. That is why you're in this conversation. Just so you can hear that loud and clear. I have no respect for her. None. I think it's astounding you lasted as long as you did. I think it's astounding you even have followers at this stage. You run your platform on lies. And on getting other people to fight your battles for you. Or to get involved. And make it even messier. But yeah, as I said, if you missed it at the beginning, I did wake up from a message from Polly. She has removed herself from the channel. Obviously I don't condone a single thing on either. At all. There is no excuse. It's the lack of remorse and entitlement that gets your goat. There's a lot of that, EJ. There's a lot of that. She needs to implement new content instead of writing it. Yeah. When is she going to stop doing that? I don't think she will. Every conversation, everything that happens comes back to Danny. It's ridiculous. So yeah, look, I just wanted to come on and I wanted to be able to just clarify, yes, this did happen with Risa, 100%. She did say she was going to be removing herself from this sectors or any drama and focus specifically on Christian content, and look where we are. Isn't it interesting that her two mods went to Jelly and are welcome back with open arms? Low-key, I said that at the time too. Yep. And you know, the female one that was over in Jelly's literally had said that she was walking away from Maggie. She didn't want people telling her what to do. So it was time that she went on her own. That's what she said. And then Maggie brings her on panel and says to Maria, did Jelly apologize? And Maria says, I don't know. And Maggie says, oh, that's okay, so. You can all come back because she was losing support. That's not the support I would want. It's not the support I would actually be even looking for in my chat at all. If you're that way inclined, please stay there. Go support her. That is where you belong. So then Maggie goes live saying that Jelly apologised when she didn't at all. And then that snake pulls out an old receipt of where she apologised on Phantoms, which is not recent, but still she continues to do a litany of things. Why? Because she shows her true colours over and over and over. That's why. And then you've got people, the same people who say they're an advocate, the same people who say, I should shut the fuck up. I'm the wrong colour for speaking up. I'm the wrong everything for saying anything to people even from my side of the fucking Atlantic. Who are sitting with it, not calling it out, making excuses. It's phony. It's fake. Chat doesn't give a fuck about her, or else they would tell her to stop lying. Yes, Nitty. Yeah. Surely there's people in there to walk away and think, she's lying. I remember X, Y, and Z. But instead, they defend this bullshit. Maggie is probably the worst CC out here than there has ever been for doxing, for threatening, for harassment. That's actually why Risa made the video that she did to begin with. That part I did get clarity on. I remember Maggie was calling me a White Walker. I'm pulling up that, what's it called? Game of Thrones character and putting it up on the screen and saying that was me. Risa took offense to this. And that's how I got attached to it. Risa took offense by the term White Walker. I had said numerous times, I actually don't care. It didn't bother me. It was surface stuff, and it certainly is not the equivalent to any of the racial slurs that were used, and it's certainly not justifiable. It just isn't. They're not the fucking same at all. So that live got done. Maggie put a picture of me and her up on her screen, and that's how I got attached to it. And Risa, when I addressed you, you apologized and you said you leave my name out, and you would stick to Hey Maria, and you'd stick to Christian content. But I'm doing this now because you lied in Danny's chat, and you said Jane was not accurate. She actually was accurate. Yeah, Kiki, she is fucked up. Hope you're well, Marie. It's good to see you. Maggots chat is special. I'm glad I'm back. They don't want to hear the truth. Never. They never do. They're allergic to it. Grifters and frauds. That's it. And that I mean. Hey, Eternity. George Martin made up the problem. But Margaret got it. Nothing's going to change there. I don't hold my breath for anything there. She is who she is, fundamentally. She is who she is. And clearly she's got people who align with her. It's just fucked up. Hey, Mel, how are you? I'm talking about Polly and I'm speaking on Risa. I don't know if you saw Mel's. Or sorry, if you saw Danny's. Am I getting mods on it? Can somebody drop Mel's channel, please? Let's see if there's a mod here. Watchers, are you here? I'm saying I have to get you on the phone. Okay, I'm gonna make you a mod if you want it. Get you on the phone to give it to you. See if we can get Mel's link, please. If you're not busy. Thanks, Control. I just see it here now. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to come on real quick. I wanted to be able to say where I stood on all this. And it's not something I'm going to be glazing over or pretend it didn't happen. None of that. So again, be careful who you're windmilling for and what you hear, people. Get the facts before you go after people. Drop the link in case you want to come up now. You don't have to. Tea is dinner here, yeah. It's like 5 p.m. almost here. I'm sure there are a lot of people very disappointed. Just reading your comment there. Because she was forgiven. And she was accepted and she was supported. And then for this, it's sad. Hey, Lucky. Love the title of the... Thank you. So I hope that does clear a few things up in regards to Risa. What Jane was talking about last night, where that was stemming from, where it stemmed from. Like I said, Maggie, before you start playing fucking victim and all this and saying that I have said something untoward, I am literally stating that you had a hand to play in all of this that's coming out now. Just do fucking better. Do better. Thanks, Nick. So on that note, yeah, I'm sick of this shit, Cherie, and I can't begin to imagine what it's like sitting from your perspective. Honestly, I can't. Oh, that sounds lovely, Control. So yeah, guys, I will be reflecting for the day, I suppose. Have a great day. I appreciate y'all coming in. Bye all.